Bourbon, Broncos, and No B.S. Fans, brews, and Broncos news. What's going on, Broncos Country? Welcome to another edition of Bourbon, Broncos, and No B.S. And it's not just any edition of Bourbon, Broncos, and No B.S. The rookies are reporting tomorrow, Adam. That means football is back. It is go time. From here on out, guys, no more of this what to expect, what's maybe going to happen. Let's speculate, and let's speculate about the speculation that we just did. Yeah, no, as of tomorrow, basically every day will be a breakdown of things that happened either that day or the previous day. So lots of breaking news and, training camp practice updates are becoming your way a lot and very frequently from all over the place. And it's time to start getting excited. If you're not already excited, I don't know what rock you've been living under, but it is definitely now time to start getting excited. Today, we got Adam, who has space for rent. I'm not sure where the space for rent would be or how much it is. I might be interested.
Oh,
I might be.
I was just fishing for compliments. But thank you for taking me up on that. I appreciate that.
I love it. Captain, how you doing? Good to see you here. We got Clayton up in the house. Clayton always bringing the energy with the like and share. Sean Cohen, Mr. The Ferboni fan himself. The number one.
The super fan.
Mitch Ferboni fan. And I love it. Absolutely love it, man. Glad to see you here.
Would you call yourself a Ferboni? A Ferboni?
A Ferboni.
But capitalized bro.
He's a Ferboni. I like it. Cool, guys. Well, with the rookies starting tomorrow, it's time for us to go through one last time and just remember who we have, where they came from, and what's driving some of the excitement behind them. Now, Adam, before we get into this, I'll kind of start off with my piece and get your input on it too. But leading up to, this point here, there's been some people that have gone from one side of grading our draft to the other and kind of flip-flopped a little bit, especially when it comes to second and third round picks, 𝐅𝐢𝐻 and Pat Bryant there. Initially, a lot of the feedback and draft grades and instant reactions were, what are they doing getting Jahdae Barrett in the first round? And then 𝐅𝐢𝐻, that's an overdraft. And who's this Pat, Barron kid or whatever? Like, this is ridiculous. Pat Bryant, who is this? Ridiculous. And now more and more videos I'm seeing out there of these big heads even talking about 𝐅𝐢𝐻. The more I watch of this guy, the more I'm intrigued. Same thing with Pat Bryant. The more I watch him, the more I'm intrigued. And maybe this just wasn't such a bad pick after all. So very interesting to see how things kind of change there over time and what that's going to mean as we go into the start of training camp, at least for rookies tomorrow. But Adam, what do you think, buddy?
Absolutely. You can count me as one of the people that was a little puzzled by the Jahdae Barrett pick at 21.
We all were.
We all were a little. But again, since, and I brought this up several times, is that the defense really needed kind of a Swiss Army knife a little bit, because they needed a guy to be able to be sturdy enough in run defense to hold up there, but also be that extra defensive back in that same nickel set. Because defenses are just defense that you're going to spend 65% of your defense in nickel in today's NFL. That's just that goes without saying. So getting another back end guy to where you can now reasonably project on the roster that you have three number one corners on the roster. in your starting defense, and how many people can actually point to that. So what was once a pick of like, well, why did you do that? It makes all the sense in the world when you break it down a little bit further. The RJ Harvey pick, I mean, there was a lot of talk about them going after one of the other, Quinshon Judkins, Travian Henderson. We all know the
those were more
list.
names that we had heard of going into the draft. Yep.
RJ Harvey not on the same level of that, but again, it looks like a pit. It looks like an overreach until you take that deeper dive into it. When you see that this guy may not have been utilized a ton out of the backfield at UCF, but when he did, he has the body of work to show that and express that, along with having like what 25, 26, 27 touchdowns at the FCS level, which is I think that's good. So and again, and even looking at some of the later round picks, one of the things that I'm thinking to kind of go along with some training camp battles that you were talking about earlier, Kev, is that outside linebacker spot is going to be very competitive. And if I'm Dontre Tillman right now, I'm a little worried because
you should be. Yeah.
Everything that I've heard about Q Robinson so far makes it sound like, yeah, he was a great special teamer, and that's really the only thing that kept him off the field, was that he was a great special teamer.
Right.
So the fact that you have another pass rusher to be able to, so let's say you don't have Benito and you don't have Cooper, even if you're going to sub him out, now instead of having that drop off going to Ellis and going to Robinson or going to Tillman, now there isn't a drop off. What was the last defense that we had here locally that could throw waves of pass rushers at a defense or at another offense?
It has been a minute.
It's been a minute, but when you can send waves of pass rushers at defenses or at offenses, oh my goodness. And not to take anything away from our punting situation last year, but you're also, that was a point of emphasis too in drafting, whatever you want to say about a punter being drafted in the 6th round.
I love it. I love it.
But still, he was I know there's QB1. Was he P1? He was the P1.
I think so, yeah.
He was P1 on all the draft boards. So drafts aren't just predicated on your 1st and your 2nd round picks. They're guys that you can get later on, and if anything, it kind of shows that there may be some guys in this draft later on that are gonna have a chance to contribute to this team.
Yeah. Well, the one name that you're talking about could contribute early on. Look, and talking about later round draft pick guys, Caleb Lohner, tight end. Look, we got Evan Ingram. Got it, right? But he's not going to be the only tight end out there, right? So I get that Caleb Lohner is a 7th rounder, but he has an opportunity out there to go and be the number 2 behind Evan Ingram, and beat out all these other just multitudes of tight ends that we've had, just trying to. But it's like that's a guy that can go out there and find a way to make an impact on the team right away.
Oh yeah, and I mean, you look at last year's draft class, and almost every single pick in that draft class contributed last year. I mean, with the exception of Gariglio, maybe. And now you can say that after they've stashed him on the practice squad all season, and there were times where they activated him onto the active roster without any kind of and without ever playing him on Sunday, kind of shows you how they feel about Gariglio too. So I mean, this can be even this is a pick that where you take last year, but with the emphasis that it can contribute a little later on. So I mean, Gariglio, I think. I don't know that Gariglio doesn't actually push for a spot maybe on the 53 this year. If I'm, I know Wattenberg kind of manned the spot there last year and did pretty well. But that could also be another spot where they're looking to upgrade. And if I'm Alex Forsyth was kind of projected to be that either starter or top end backup, and that hasn't really panned out yet. So if I'm Forsyth and I see Gariglio over my shoulder, I mean but that's still a draft class where you have contributors coming out of your draft class.
And I mean, what the saying goes that if you have one or two people that end up being, you know, a permanent part of the team, long term, you know, making impacts on the team, that's a good draft, right?
Oh yeah.
Look at how many rookies we had making impacts out on the field at the end of last season. There were a lot of rookies out there. So our drafting last year looked so far to be top notch. And if they can repeat that, I mean, this is what builds championship teams, guys. And this is where I know it's really tough for fans out there to stay engaged during the offseason because there's so much going on with college football and there's so many names to memorize. And I can't do it, guys. I don't memorize stats. I don't have the brain space for that stuff. Right. I barely try to keep my head above water when it comes to Broncos stuff. But you know, looking at how the Broncos drafted last year, and if we can do that again this year, and you see the success that teams like the Chiefs have had, and that the Eagles have had, a lot of it has come from them being successful when it comes to the draft. And if we are now on a path where we're doing that consistently year in and year out, we're on that path to be one of the next big great teams in the league. Period. At the end, especially, and then you got Sean Payton at the helm. You got Bo Nix, you know, running the show at quarterback. You got a scary ass defense. Like
I know we're starting to get some national recognition as far as
starting to reluctantly.
Yeah, but it's like even that. It's like, okay, yeah, the Broncos may be pretty good, and I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, if you look on, I mean, you're talking about a top 5 defense last season that has the same defensive coordinator coming back. You're adding, you're bolstered your linebacking core, which is the biggest thing that we've had that we haven't been able to solve. We went and signed Dre Greenlaw, so already there's one massive hole that's filled. Then you go and you bolster the back end again, and you bring in Tala Hufanga. So it's like even to be like you know, begrudgingly giving us credit, isn't that even that still kind of seems like a little bit of
oh, there he is.
A little bit, right? But sleeping on us a little bit.
I like it. Well, Mr. Frabroni himself, biggest compliment of my life right here. Honest to God, nobody, Sean, has given me a bigger compliment, and I mean that from the bottom of my heart. So thank you very much. I'm glad to be your P1. If that ever changes, I'll have to take somebody out, pure and simple.
Hey, heavy is the head, man. Heavy is the head.
Now, question here from Roy. And guys, I know there's a ton of comments and everything coming in. This is great. Keep it up. Love the interaction as we are about to start training camp tomorrow with the rookies. And it's just going to get more and more exciting day in and day out as we get more information on what they're seeing there, what's going on. We get interviews, so on and so forth. But this is a pretty big story. And it's not just breaking down an individual rookie, but this is an issue that people are maybe afraid of happening on the Broncos, but really is widespread across the entire NFL right now. So Roy's bringing this up. You know, this is unreal. The NFL, there are 30 or so second-round picks, and not necessarily on holdout, but they have yet to be signed to the team. And that's weird. Now, look, for the Broncos, there's been no indications of Harvey or Bryant holding out. They've been at OTAs. They were at minicamp. All that stuff was fine. They're not showing any indications on, you know, Facebook or something, or Twitter or whatever they're using nowadays, them young whippersnappers, to voice their frustrations. None of that's going on. So I don't expect our guys to hold out. Now, Adam, I know you have some a lot more information here. Tell me before the show on what's his name that might go back into the draft. I'll let you talk about that, dude.
All righty. So as of right now, I believe that there are only 2 unsigned first-round picks in the league, and that is Jahdae Barron. And what I want to point out is that there seems to be a theme amongst the Broncos front office is that they don't, if you're not talking about anything, it kind of means that something's going on. And so, am I really worried about Jahdae Barron? No. Why am I not worried about Jahdae Barron? Is because nobody's talking about Jahdae Barron right now. So I think that's going to settle itself. However, if you want to look at the opposite and see a bad situation, check out what's going out in Cincinnati. The situation with Shamar Stewart, where there is some language in his contract that he would like to have ironed out. I don't know the severity of what they're trying to talk about, or like how big the stipulation is, but it's enough that Stewart is basically saying he has no problem of going back into the draft next season if he is not signed. And I mean, could you imagine? I mean, it's sad because if there's a team that he could really contribute and maybe start day one on, it could be the Cincinnati Bengals defense, because I mean, I think they had a scrimmage against Little Sisters of the Poor the other day, and Little Sisters of the Poor threw on a couple touchdowns against them. I don't know.
I can believe it. I don't
know. Shamar Stewart could help them there.
Help them there.
And the fact is, I don't even know what's worse: the fact that he's willing to sign, or that the Bengals are like, you do what you got to do, I guess.
Yeah.
For me, it's like that is how bad organizations kind of stay bad, is that they have weird things like this. The thing holding up the Harvey second round pick is that last season, I can't remember his name, there was a Houston Texans second round pick who got a fully guaranteed deal. So that is gumming
now
up
everybody wants that.
It sets precedent with so many of these contracts now. It's just slot. Well, now you got to fly in the ointment, because you gave somebody a second rounder and you gave them fully guaranteed money, and now everybody is like, well, I got drafted.
Well, then duh. Well, why am I not getting that too?
Exactly. So I can't speak to what Peyton and Peyton are doing. But the fact that you're not hearing a whole lot of news or chatter or anything about it kind of makes me feel a little bit better, in that it's being taken care of with the Quinn Miners deal, the Pat Surtain deal, all the negotiations that have gone on. You've seen the Peytons play their cards very close to the chest, and they really do not negotiate to the media, which I appreciate as a fan.
Yep.
So I would say, mildly concerning, especially with rookies ready to report. Have we reached the critical Shamar Stewart levels yet? No, I don't think we're anywhere close to that.
Yeah, like from what Rory's saying here, I don't think so either. And here's one thing, guys: if you're any bit worried about our guys holding out or not, or if this is going to impact our second round picks, here's the thing: you probably listen to the Fan and look at Broncos, articles and things here and there. This is the most dead part of the year when it comes to Broncos or football coverage in general. There's no draft to look forward to. There's no free agency to look forward to. There's no rumors about what's going to happen there. That people have gone through the schedule 25 times up and down to Tuesday and looked at every other team out there as well. There is literally just nothing to talk about right now. So the reason I say that is, if there was even an inkling of something that the media could turn into, Broncos rookies may not report to training camp, they would be using it every chance they got, because there's literally, guys, nothing else going on right now until training camp starts. That's what these weeks here leading up into training camp, there's just absolutely nothing. So the fact you're not hearing anything at all, even just weird, outlandish, clickbaity kind of stuff, is probably a really good sign, because there's not even anything out there to begin to twist, meaning there's probably no issue to even try to begin to insert there. So the fact we're not hearing anything about Broncos rookies or these second round guys should make you feel pretty dang good, I would say.
Yeah, I'm not super worried again, and for a rookie to have again, and you haven't even heard anything from like their side of this. It's been completely quiet. Like Shamar Stewart is out there pretty much every day, talking about like, yeah, I'm going to get what I am owed, and then I will sign. If until I get what I am owed, that is not happening. And it's not even it doesn't even sound like it's really like a greedy negotiation thing. It kind of sounds like you do this for everybody kind of thing. Why won't you do this for me?
Yeah.
So
exactly.
and and that's how negotiations start. And again, how do you screw that? Just on a side note, how do you screw this up? It's slotted. Just you find the number from last season, you put it in a spreadsheet, and you look at it, and you're like, okay, we can do that number, and then that's
Done.
the end.
Done.
And then it's
I
don't know.
I don't know. Well, and you got to wonder. I'm curious. If you haven't seen, there's all that NFL collusion weird stuff going on with like NFL owners being told to like reduce guaranteed money, stuff like that. Like there's some weird things going on. So I doubt this is kind of tied to that at all, but you got to wonder, like, man, when it comes to rookie contracts, like you're saying, what the figure is going to be. Like, so why is this a problem unless there's something else going on behind the scenes? Like, it could be people just sort of like saying, hey, we're not signing anything unless it's guaranteed, blah, blah, blah. And the owners are going, no, we're not that stupid. We're not the Texans. We're not, we're not those guys. So I don't know, man. I don't know. Let's see. Sean here. Did you guys see Chase, Sutton, and Judy talking to Ocho about Surtain? I did not see that, actually.
I have had this sent to me by a few people. People seem to think I like the Broncos or something, so they send me things like that. Weird. I don't know. It's very strange.
Me too.
Very strange. But I digress. Anyway, so I'm looking at this video, and basically to kind of give some background, it's basically there's wide receivers, Courtland Sutton, Jerry Jeudy, Ocho's there. And they're talking about Surtain, and just what Ocho is saying. He's like, well, if I were playing, I would just do this. Like, and he does like this very like, I would just do this. It's that easy. It's not even an issue.
Yeah.
And to have Jerry Jeudy, who used to go up against PS2 every day, to have Courtland Sutton, who goes up against PS2 every day, and I'm drawing a blank on the third guy, but these guys are saying like, no, you don't like. Yeah. He's like, no. What you're doing is he will do this. He has an answer for just about everything that you want to do. Jerry Jeudy said flat out, if you cannot get him to think that you're going to go deep, forget it. Like you're not going to shake him. You're not going to breed his press. He's going to mirror and match everything that you do. He is the man at the position. Why is he only being paid the fifth most is the fifth highest amount now after the Jets decided to back up a truck for Sauce, but that's a different story for a different day.
That's a whole nother conversation.
But I mean, the highest compliment that you could get from somebody is what your peers and your rivals say against you about you. And the fact that two guys who go up against them every day, and one of the elite of the elite are basically saying like, no, you almost have to trick him or get him to foul up on his own in order for you to beat PS2. And I think that's accurate.
Yeah, I like this comment here from Biggie Bronco. How did it work out for Marine went up against Champ Bailey? Like you didn't have an answer for going up against Champ? Yeah, that's what I thought.
Ocho is a character, but Ocho says a lot of things. Let's just put it that way.
Ocho says a lot of things.
He says a lot of
things. I would agree with that. Let's see, guys. Keep the comments coming in. We got a few minutes left here before we start doing our wrap-up thoughts, but want to get through this first and let you guys know about a couple things. So, man, it is mid-July already, believe it or not. The first preseason game is only a few weeks away, not even a month at this point. Keep in mind, guys, that we're going to start ramping up our full schedule here at Bourbon Broncos and No BS following, I think it's the first preseason game. So that's going to include all the post-game shows, the pre-game show, the halftime live show, and If anybody tells you otherwise, just remember, we are the originators of the live halftime show, okay? The original live halftime show has been going on as long as we have been going. That is 10 years now strong. And I promise you, when we started, absolutely nobody was doing a live halftime show until the year after we started, when the fan, I maybe didn't even call him out in not a negative way, a certain radio station in Denver started doing it themselves. And so anyway, that is a really fun time, guys, and just a nice short show. Get some quick reactions out from the first half and everything like that. So make sure you guys are tuning in for all that stuff. Also, make sure you're tuning in for the pregame and postgame podcasts on iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, Stitcher. Make sure you're following those in all those right places. There's going to be a lot of contests and giveaways and things coming up this year because it's our 10th anniversary. So one of the things that we're going to do later on this year is give away a prize of some variety. And to get entered into that prize, and it's going to be a major prize, will be following us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, anywhere else you can find us. Will be one entry per follow. So you're going to want to make sure you go follow us around all those different places right now, so you can get that out of the way. And as soon as I ask for it later on the season, you can send it on over and we'll get you on, and we'll get you entered on into that prize. Also, this time next week, guys, I am debuting in front of all of you guys the website that we have built for you all with a ton of really cool features, articles and comments, and just a good one-stop shop for all of our content, but then a very, really cool interaction section for you guys to post comments and build weekly lineups of Bronco players for each game and all that stuff. So we'll go over it next week. And the prize, I'm feeling a little bit like Willy Wonka. I want to send people on a goose chase, if you will. Not a real goose chase. There is an actual prize involved in this. But you're going to want to tune in next week to hear about the prize and how you can win the prize. And it is something that only one person in all of Bourbon, Broncos, and OBS will ever win or has ever won. This is something we have not done before. It is tied to the website, and I will never be offering this up again as a prize. So this is a one and done thing. You might even get a special little star or symbol on your avatar that nobody else will have. We'll have to find out. So get ready for it, guys. Anyway, let's get on with it. We'll wrap up here. Some closing thoughts. One more time, guys. Broncos training camp rookies reporting tomorrow. Thank God. No more clickbait. No more rumors. We're just going to be talking about actual things happening on the field as we work our way closer to the first game against the Tennessee Titans. But Adam, here we are, dude. End of the offseason. I know for some people that doesn't really count until the first game of the season, but for me, this is the end of offseason because the players are back to work full-time, and so are we. So what do you think, buddy?
Well, I would like to say that the ebb and flow for the content creator, influencer, whatever my official title would be, the summer is a lot like school. There's not a lot going on. The struggle to make things for you guys, the struggle to talk about something that hasn't been talked about, the stuff that hasn't been talked about and digested a million times over is very difficult. So this is like the time where like it's the calm before the storm, where there's a lot, like you're building up, you're getting a lot of ideas going, and then once the season starts, it's just you're go. So I personally like the having something to talk about. It's not that I don't like, not that I can't think of things to talk about. It's just not.
It's easier. It's so much easier.
Easier. It's easier. So I am looking forward to having things to talk about and actually things to digest and things to complain about or things to celebrate. So either or, it's something. So
I love it.
I'm super excited.
Well, let's see, man. Rookies report tomorrow. So veterans report this time next week on the 22nd. So this time next week, when we're sitting here talking to you guys, we'll have our first full day of Broncos training camp in the books. We're going to be following very closely the quarterback battle. That is, it's like annual. I don't care if there's one or not. That seems to be an annual tradition in Denver that there is always a quarterback battle. So we'll be following that very closely for you guys. Don't worry. All the best news from us here at Bourbon Broncos and No.
Oh, I will spin. I could spin that into something. I could totally spin that into something.
Bo Nix may not be the starting quarterback for the Broncos. Yeah,
that was last offseason. That was last offseason, and that's how you know it was a slow offseason when there was legitimate conversations about Jarrett Stidham being the starter. Stiddy, we love you. It's not a knock. It's just literally, what are we talking? It's literally what are we even talking about here?
Yeah, exactly. Michael, no, the prize I'm giving away is not a date with me, although maybe I will include that into a future prize. We will see. I do like the idea though. But no, it's actually something you guys can be excited for. Believe me there. Adam, I could still add you to the list. It's a long list, but I could add you. We'll see. Oh man, you guys are okay, guys. You recognize that I'm just a fan with no real connections, right? Like other than Jeff Legwold, that's pretty much the end of my connections here. So I don't know what you think that I'm capable of, but you're thinking way too highly of my capabilities.
You open the door just a crack though, and the thing is, if you have kids, and I can attest to it, you don't tell them I got a surprise you, because then
this is my fault.
Because then you let their imagination, and I'm not saying you guys are children. You guys are great. I'm not saying that at all. What I am saying is that if you open the door just a little bit and let your imagination run wild, you can come up with a cornucopia of things.
You know what? I think that might be the first instance of the word cornucopia being used on this podcast.
I'm a journalist.
10 years. But
I'm a journalism major, baby. I got words. I got words for days. Okay. You want me to spice up something? I can do it.
I might have ChatGPT or something analyze all of our previous episodes from the last 10 years and see, has the term cornucopia ever been used on the show? And I have a feeling that's going to say no. This was legitimately the first. So.
You have my address. You have my address where to send my prize. So,
hey guys, keep your expectations down a little bit for me here. Like I'm trying to do well by you guys. It's going to be a good prize, but some of you guys are like just boom, like
yeah.
What is it? Can you guys get that hawker that covers the Broncos as a guest? No, I don't even know who you're talking about, but no.
I'm not sure what her name is. If she's on Insta, I could maybe send her a DM. I could try to slide it.
I can hit her up. You can slide it in. Yeah, slide in that DM.
I'll give it a shot.
Yeah.
Let me get a haircut and I'll give it a shot. So
well, the kids say nowadays you gotta bring the Riz, or you gotta be Riz, or
shoot your shot. Shoot your shot.
I think that's old. That's old school. It's something about Riz. You got to bring the charisma. You got to be Rizzy. I don't know what these. Something about skibbity and toilets, which is just stupid. Anyway, you know what else is stupid? NFL offseason, and we don't have to deal with that for a while now. Thank God. Anyway, this conversation has gone completely off the rails, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. It's been a fun time with you guys. Hey, for all you guys who have stuck with us through the offseason, thank you very much. I could name you all by name. It's going to take me way too long, but you guys know who you are. This is the first time we've done shows and content pretty consistently all throughout the off season. And while it's been challenging at time to come up with ideas of what to do or talk about, you guys have made it incredibly enjoyable, as you always do, which is why we want to keep doing things like the website and the shows and the podcast and everything else for you guys. So again, as long as you guys keep coming back and using the features we put out there for you and everything, we'll keep bringing it. So get ready for it, guys. Year number 10 is about to kick off, and it's going to get exciting real quick. So with that being said, Adam, thank you very much, as always, for joining me, dude. Glad to see you here. It's been a great time, man.
I'm always I anticipate when things go off the rails. It's a spice to life that I look forward to. I will say though, you have my interest peaked. I don't think it's going to be a Lewis Hamilton trip, as somebody was saying, and
no.
I don't think it's going to be that. I didn't think it was going to be that, but no. I am I'm waiting with bated breath. Has that been used before?
I don't know. Maybe, but I don't know. But definitely cornucopia is way more unlikely to have ever been used.
I'm 1 for 1, and that's 1,000.
That's
so
1,000.
I'm
done.
Oh,
done, man. Done. Okay, hey guys, we're gonna sign off. We'll see you next week on another episode of Bourbon Broncos No B.S, covering the first full day of Broncos training camp, and just looking forward as to what else is going to happen and getting ready for the first preseason game. We got joint practices coming up here really soon. Like I said, things are going to get crazy before you know it. Jose, thank you very much, good sir. We will keep it up as long as you guys keep tuning in. So, man, Adam, I got nothing left to say other than to end this show, as we always do, on a very strong Go Broncos!
Oh, cornucopia! Happy Broncos!
Take care, guys.
Do what I like, yeah, I do what I like, yeah, I do what I like. Sip and go, sip is right.